Hi guys, Glad Dad here. Welcome back to the Colosseum. I've got that deck profile that you guys have been waiting on. Oops, sorry about the camera. It is my Glad Beast deck profile for this next little bit of a format we have that we're going into. I feel comfortable with this list. I like this list. It's solid. When I get to my side deck, I will go over a few side deck options. A few people in the comments asked me what kind of text and stuff I like to use. So I'll try to do some, cheaper text for the more expensive cards that I play, because I know it's not always budget friendly. But we'll go ahead and we'll get right into it. This is what I believe to be like the best pure variant of the deck right now. This is the profile that you guys watch me play for Father's Day. This is my Father's Day Glad Beast deck profile. So let's go ahead and get right into it. So starting off, as you guys saw right on the top of the deck, we like to play the triple Rescue Rabbit. It's the one that gets you your engine going. It's one of my favorite starter cards in the deck. Obviously normal, banish to special 2 Ondals from the deck. Then Ondal himself, praise Ondal. He really needs a higher rarity bump. I know it'll never happen, but meh. He's, believe it or not, he's one of the best cards in the deck, though. Like, he just, with Unexpected Die, Link Spider, and all that, it's really easy to get him going and make him into one of your better combos. Then the one-ofs, I play the one Darius. He's kind of like your Monster Reborn. I play the one Niquise. He's the one that kind of gets you your cards back from the graveyard. We got Bestiari down to 1. I was playing 2, but going into this new format, I've been testing with just the 1. I think the 1's solid. I think 1 fits the bill. You guys hear my little Glad Beast over there. Then I have the Atorix, and then for the higher levels you have Vespasius, or Vespius, however you pronounce it, and then the 2 Augustuses. Don't play any more than this with the Augustuses. I think that's fine. I completely cut Noxious in general. I was testing without him, and the deck still runs perfectly fine without him. I just needed to make some room for some other cards you guys will see in a minute. Because going into the format we're going into, I kind of had to cut and make some room for some hand traps, unfortunately. Or we're not going to be able to really compete with the ongoing meta right now. Still play the triple Test Tiger. Oops, sorry, I keep thinking my camera's further over. Triple Test Tiger. Self-explanatory, free extender, gives you, forces hand traps. It's really nice. We still are a little bit degenerate. We do play the 1 barrier statue. Normally you end up siding this out. I mean, Tri-Brigade was pretty big in the last format and everything. I don't see them being a big deck going into the next format. I mean, I still see them being a meta contender. But I think after Dryden getting banned, I don't think they're going to have that strong of going first plays, especially with everybody main decking Ghost Bell right now. It kind of really turns off Revolt, at least at my locals anyway. So then we'll go ahead and go into the rest of the Glads. We'll do the hand traps. I play triple Ash Blossom. Normally you guys don't see me play this, but like I said, I had to try to cut and make some room. We really needed to have some interaction with the opponent. We weren't having enough success with just playing the pure combo deck. Then I decided to play the Gamma package. The 3 Gammas, the 1 driver. I really like this because when you normal Rabbit, the only things that'll really stop it are Imperm. Imperm and Valor. Because after you activate the effect of Rabbit, he banishes for cost. And then if they attempt to Ash, you can chain Gamma. So then you also have 2 more bodies on field to continue to go off with. So Gamma's really good in the deck, especially if you Unexpected Die with Rejection, they attempt to Ash it. Gamma just tries to help you ensure that your Die or your Rabbit resolve. Then we'll go ahead. 2 Alphas. I still think 2 Alphas is the correct ratio. I don't like more than that. Normally you side these out if you want to go first. I play them because it's a great going second card, especially for this deck. And this is also normally your way to deal with Dragoon, because you just summon it and suicide into Dragoon and out the Dragoon. Because if you guys didn't see in my last live duel, I kind of auto-lost game 1 to Dragoon, because I did not top deck this or see a way to kind of out Dragoon. Non-targeting is really a hell of a thing. Then on to the spells. We play 3 Gladiator Rejection. Sorry for the glare. Helps you get non-targeting. Whenever you special one from the main deck, you get an additional one from the deck, but it has to be a different type than the one that you control. 3 Gladiator Proving Grounds, or also known as Rhoda. You know, just free searches for your deck, level 4 lower glads. 3 Unexpected Dies. This is just another way to get your engine pumping a little bit faster. It's a little slower than Rabbit, but it's a way to get it going. And normally it's also ash bait. I mean, a lot of people will try to ash this. Best spell on the deck, 3 Gladiator Beast Comeback. I mean, what else more could you ask for? It's a monster reborn that doesn't, you know, target your creature. It also can summon from hand. And it gives whatever monster it summons the ability that it can't be destroyed by battle. I mean, that's like, this is like Monster Reborn on crack. I apologize for my dirty hands. I got off work and decided to make you guys' deck profile. Then the one-ofs will play the 1 Call by the Grave, the 1 World Legacy Succession, and then the 1 Monster Reborn. I cut Living Fossil. It just wasn't coming up as much, and I didn't like banishing the target off of the Living Fossil that I brought back, because then I felt with Darius, it just kind of leaves him hanging with the combo extenders. So, that's it for the main deck. I believe it's 41 or 42 cards. Maybe 40. I haven't counted in a while. But this is my 4-0, or not 4-0, 3 and almost 4-0. I lost in time. Gladiator Beast deck profile from Father's Day. But I believe it to be like the best solid playable way going into the next format. Onto the extra deck, we have my son. No, I'm just kidding. We have the 1 Link Spider, you know, for Nibiru, and because you play 3 normals in your main deck. We have the Link 2s, which is the 2 Test Panthers, and then the IP Masquerena. I still really like just playing these 3, or the IP in this deck, just because there's sometimes you end on a Test Panther, Domitianus, and Herc, and you can't do anything with the Test Panther. If you have a way to make the IP with some extenders, make it, and then you can make the Appaloosa on their turn, or make access code, and it's just harder for them to out it. The Link 3s will play the 1 Unicorn. We play the 1 Samorg Link. I still play this, even if not for the barrier statue. It's just a solid bit of protection and annoyance, and it also summons out your Bestiari, your Equise, your Equise, Augustus, all at your opponent's end phase or your end phase, just so you have another body on board. The Link 4s, access code, a little expensive. If you can't afford him, just play Boral Sword. It's really easy. Appaloosa, she's pretty cheap now. I still like to play her. She's just a solid. You normally end on 2 to 3 negates with her. You can play this as a going second variant as well. If you do that, I mean, the deck itself is fine. The build and the engines and the extra deck is solid for going second. If you're going second, you might want to consider main decking some of my side deck options. That way it helps the deck function a lot better going second. We play the 2 Tame Redditors. This is your cheat card in the extra deck. It allows you to cheat out all your other Glad Beast monsters in the extra deck. The boss man of the deck himself, Domitianus, one of my favorites. I love it as a support card. 3,500, really big, negates monster effects once per turn. I mean, he lets you control the battle phase. What else more can I say? Like, that's what Glads want to do. Let's go ahead and do the last couple ones of the 1-ofs. We'll play the 1 Esadari, the 1 Geyserus, and then the 1 Herc. This is still like OG favorite. Love Herc. I mean, the ability to negate multiple times per turn. I keep bumping the camera. I apologize. The ability to negate cards multiple times per turn by just discarding a card from hand is way too good. Way too good. That's it for the extra deck, guys. So now we'll go ahead and go into my side deck that I play for my locals, and I'll show you guys some text that I consider going into this next format. Well, right off the bat, we're going to start with some expensive stuff. We'll do the Triple Lightning Storm. This card just got confirmed as a reprint in King's Court, I believe, so it's going to be cheaper for a lot of you guys maybe to pick up. I would recommend getting it. It's just a solid card. It forces negates, or You know, it just allows you to wipe the back row. You could start off playing, you know, and just gives you a more fighting chance against the meta. 3 Droll and Lockbirds. These are relatively, I think, cheap. I want to say like this. Isn't there rares? I think the rares are like around $10 a piece. So I mean, it's still a little expensive, but this card's really good just against Drytron in general or Rogue, other Rogue decks. I'm trying to think the other meta decks right now off the top of my head, but I'm a little fuzzy from work. It's just a solid hand trap going into this next format. Then Dark Ruler No More. The reason I chose this over Droplets this time is because Droplets, you don't want to discard too much from your hand because it really hurts your deck a little bit. With this one, you can build a board. You know, you can beat out your opponent by just going. You can just activate this normal 1 Glad, go into battle, attack, and then build a board literally off of 1 Glad monster. So I mean, this is really good. And once you build your board, normally your opponent can't play. So this is just another card that you could consider main decking if you wanted to start going second more often. Artifact Lancia. I do not think there's going to ever be a format where this card is not a staple in your side deck. Right now, the secrets are pretty expensive, but I believe you can get the commons for relatively cheap. Artifact Lancia, you know, prevents your opponent from banishing cards per turn or until the end of the turn. It's just solid with other decks, you know, lurking around, and I mean, this might fall off this format with Striker coming back and all that, and adding Nestor. You know, Link 6 is a big issue. You could probably play Kaijus over this or Lava Golems. I'd probably do Kaijus because of adding Nestor. If you're worried about, you know, dealing with the Link 6, you could probably play them over the Lancia because Lancia might start to fall off. But I like to play the Lancia still just because of them random decks out there and stuff like that. This slows them down. Like, this still ends Dino's turn, even though Miska's at 1. The last 3 cards in my... This is a flex spot. You guys can play whatever you like. I still play Ice Dragon's Prison because it outs Dragoon. It is also... And Dragoon is very heavy at our locals right now. Almost every person slaps Dragoon in their deck. So, it's just a solid card. It's a great interruption for your opponent. It clears a monster off the board. It revives something from their board, gives it to you. It's got a pretty price tag on it. So, I mean, you know, if you guys want to supplement this for anything, you could supplement it for, you know, like you have Red Reboot. You could always play Red Reboot over it. You could always play Harpy Feathers Duster. You could play Triple Judgments. Judgment, I feel, is a really good card, especially for going into game 2, because it just stops your opponent from blowing out your board entirely. It really does. If you can't afford, you know, the storms and stuff, or you want to supplement that until, you know, you get to the reprint when it comes out, you could easily play Twin Twisters. I think Twin Twisters is another solid option. Now, what I have been thinking about, though, going into this next format, because it seems to be like a real heavy hand trap format, I've decided to I'm going to put talents back in my side, just because of the fact that going game 2, you know your opponent is going to side stuff against you, most likely Droll and Lockbird, Ash, or, you know, just some form of interruption. We're going into a very heavy hand trap format. I believe this card is going to be make its money in this format for sure. Obviously, this is a very expensive card. If you guys can't afford it, you know, I really feel for you. I'm sorry. Trust me, I understand. It took me forever to get my playset. I would still play some budget options. You know, you have more hand traps. You could play Veilers. You could play Ghost Spells is a really solid option to replace this if you don't have these. Just because Ghost Spell hits Revolt, it hits Ray in Graveyard, Striker, it hits Adignisters, Splash Mage, which really hurts them. A lot of people don't pay attention to that. If you hit their Splash Mage, if they don't have the extenders in hand, they have a really hard time making the Link 6. So, but those are some, you know, some side deck budget options for the side deck going into this next format that I feel will be decent. If you guys want to know more, by all means, just you know, leave a comment on the video. Let me know what you guys think would be a good option. If you disagree with any of my choices, please let me know. I'm always interested to hear. But that's going to be it for today, guys. That was my Father's Day Glad deck profile. And that's how I feel the deck should be played going into this next format. So, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, leave a subscription. I'd love you guys for it. We're about to hit 250 subscribers. I think when we hit 215, I'll do a special, or 250, not 15. I'll do a special of some sort. I can do a giveaway. I can sign one of my Glide collection cards out of my collection binder and mail it off to you. If you would be interested in that, let me know. Just, like, comment, subscribe. I want to shout out to, our store that we go to, Rivals Gaming. A shout out to Sam for helping me get this channel. And most importantly, I want to shout out to all you guys out there for making this, this dream of mine possible to start, doing a YouTube channel and getting out there for, the deck that I love playing so much. So thank you guys so much for your love and support. This is Glad Dad. See you guys next time.